好啦，我哋睇睇呢個第一個 comprehension 啦 ，the Segway. The Segway is a new kind of transportation and leisure activity invented by Dean Kamen. It was first unveiled in December 2001. 呢個字咧係解乜嘢咧？通常你會係一個 product 你要俾人哋即係 show 出嚟咁嘅意思，有 reviewed 嘅意思。我哋睇睇字典。好啦，呢個 show or introduce a new plan or product to the public for the first time， 即係意思咧就第一次話俾人聽，就完全係冇披露，之前係冇披露任何嘢嘅。咁呢個 unveil 咧係嗱本身呢個好似啲新娘咁樣咧，佢會有一塊呢個 veil 咧，就係有一個好似一個面紗咁，而 unveil 咧係解咧係會披露咗，即係揭開咗佢個面紗。咁所以咧呢個亦都係等於即係有咁嘅 meaning， 即係 reveal 即係 show 俾人睇一樣嘢啦。It was first unveiled in December 2001. The name Segway is a homophone of the word Segway. 呢個字其實係有呢個英文字嘅，係解乜嘢咧 ？Which means smooth transition. As the name promises, the Segway is certainly one of the most stress-free, leisurely ways to travel. They only ever run on two wheels, and the driver,whilst holding the handle, leans gently forward to the platform to command the device to move forward。即係話向前咧，佢就只要咧係要點樣啊？係 leans gently forward， 即係向前伸。To reverse, the driver leans backwards， 即係話咧佢要向後挨下咧，咁樣咧個車咧就會向後褪啦。The user glides easily along the road in an almost entirely upright position， 即係話嗰個人咧係唔需要坐低嘅，咁啊直接企喺度，完全係可以企喺度控制嗰架車嘅。The Segway can reach a maximum speed of around 20 kilometers per hour。好啦，呢度咧其實已經答咗一兩條問題㗎啦，咁我哋睇一睇下邊嗰度。咁第一題啦。就係 name two things about the Segway that the author of this text admires， 即係佢好欣賞佢好中意佢架車係有啲乜嘢嘅好處咧。第一樣嘢咧就係 it is stress free 啦 ，and it is a leisurely ways to travel 啦。下邊仲有嘅，佢有講過 one of the most beautiful and mysterious features of this device。咁佢講咧係讚佢噶嘛，咁所以就 is its ability to remain upright all its time。咁所以咧，其實呢度三個佢嘅優點啦，就係嗰個作者咧係好欣賞嘅一個即係嗰啲 features 啦。咁叫你 name two things 啦，就係你可以寫翻一啲，可以就咁寫一個或者 complete sentence。The author admires the Segways ability to stay upright at all times and is stress-free nature， 即係佢有講過話咧，佢係唔需要即係冇乜壓力嘅，用佢呢個嗰陣時好容易咯，同埋佢係能夠長期咧都係可以 keep 住喺一個企直嗰個位置嘅。好啦，第二題啦 ，What must the driver do if he or she wants to make the Segway accelerate， 即係加速啦 ，or reverse 咧就係減慢嘅，即係 reverse 係應該係倒後嘅。咁究竟佢係點樣去叫佢加速同倒後咧？咁頭先我哋都講咗啦，就係 leans gently forward 咧就係加速啦，而 leans backwards 咧就係用嚟 reverse， 即係去倒，即係去倒車調翻轉頭咁樣行。咁 what must the driver do 咧？就係 the driver must 點樣咧？係lean forward or backward to accelerate or reverse， 即係話咧佢要向前啦，或者去倒後啦，就係即係去挨後咧，就去令佢加速或者去向後褪啦。好啦，接住咧，我哋睇一睇呢一度啦。咁呢度咧，佢話 inside the Segway there are 2 tilt sensors， 即係一個即係傾斜嘅一個嘅感應器啦 ，and 5 geoscopic sensors that were developed by BAE Systems Advanced Technology Center. These components sense the weight of the user as it shifts forward or back. These sensors change the speed of the device depending on the distribution of the user's weight. As a result, the Segway is constantly balancing itself and its driver, making sure the trip is as smooth and as enjoyable as possible. 咁其實佢講咗咁多呢啲 scientific 嘅嘢啦，咁你當然唔係好明啦，咩叫 geoscopic 啊，咩 tilt sensor， 其實呢個好複雜，佢講到又個 sensor 又會點樣去，即係究竟嗰個機器嘅運作係點樣咧？其實唔係好清楚，但係咁唔係好重要，因為其實呢度都冇一條問題去問你嘅。好啦，接住啦 ，So where can the Segway be used? The Segway is a perfect vehicle to use when sightseeing in a new city， 即係可以用嚟去觀光啦。On a Segway, you will never get tired by the effort of walking, and its compact size， compact 即係意思咧，佢係好，即係個 size 都唔係好大 ，means it can move easily along sidewalks， 即係咧佢嗰個 size 又唔大啦，好容易咧喺條路邊行。How better to see the famous architecture of Paris than to glide weightlessly through its historic streets? Segways are now used by tour guide companies across the world. The police have even been used them to patrol inner city areas. 咁連警察咧都會用呢個 Segway 去巡邏嘅。咁我哋首先睇翻呢一度咧條問題啦。What makes Segway useful for both inner city tourism and policing？ 究竟咧佢作為一個遊覽嘅一個細嘅車，同埋究竟 policing 即係佢啲警察係點樣可以幫到警察咧？點解咧？就係因為 because of its compact size and it can move easily along sidewalks 咯。咁寫翻呢度啦，就係話 its compact size 啦。Its compact size and being able to be used on sidewalks。 咁要寫翻呢度啦 ，makes the Segway useful for both inner city tourism。呢兩件事啦，所以用 make 就得啦。Make the Segway useful for both inner city tourism and policing。咁樣咧就會攞到滿分啦，就最主要因為個 size 唔大啦，同埋可以喺即係嗰條路邊嗰度行。Segways are not, however, considered to be entirely safe by all countries. In the United Kingdom, for instance, the Segway is classified as a motor vehicle, but strangely,It does not meet the standards for the country's motor vehicle safety policy。 咁呢一度咧，佢用 strangely 即係好奇怪啦，即係話佢咧係被人界定係一架電動嘅汽車啦，即係應該喺路上面行，就唔係應該行人路上面行啦。但係佢又唔能夠達到呢嗰個國家嘅即係可以喺道路行駛嘅一種交通工具喎，咁 it is therefore unlawful to use the Segway anywhere in the UK except on private property， 即係話咧係任何公眾嘅地方都唔可以用 Segway 呢一種咁嘅交通工具嘅。咁所以咧 ，what is peculiar 呢個字咧就係其實 exactly 就係 strange 啦。咁有咩咁奇怪咧？就係 US 嘅 classification， 即係英國點樣 將呢個式微去分辨而覺得佢好怪咧，就係佢頭先我哋講咗啦，就係佢哋 they are classified as motor vehicles， 但係佢又話佢唔合標準喎 but they do not meet the safety standards of motor vehicles， 所以就好奇怪啦，就係話佢哋係識界定係為一種嘅電子，即係一啲喺道路上嘅車輛，但係咧佢又唔覺得佢哋係已經到達呢一個車輛嘅安全水平，就基本上就唔準佢用咯。好啦，接住咧就輪到下一段咧，就講咗一個意外啦。This you may think is unjustified. That means not reasonable. 就好似唔係好合理咁啦。點解即係有咁有用嘅車，但係就唔俾人用咧？咁 Why would a government deny? Deny means saying no. OK, refused 或者係 refuse 咁嘅意思。Their citizens such an enjoyable way of moving around. But one must not forget the very sad story that forms part of the history of the Segway。即係話咧，曾經有一單好悲慘嘅意外啦。In 2009, an Englishman, Jim Hassenden, bought the Segway company off its first boss, Dean Carman. Only a few weeks after his purchase, Jim was riding his off-road version of the Segway around his home near Boston Spa in the north of England.Later that day, he was found dead at the bottom of a cliff。即係話有個男人咧就跌咗落個山啊，就可能就因為即係揸住呢個Segway可能衝咗出去啦。Investigators suggest that Jim must have somehow lost control of the device, accidentally driven off the cliff, and plummeted 30 meters to his death。就係可能咧，即係揸住嗰個儀器，而佢係失去控制之下咧，就衝咗落去個山崖就跌死咗啦。咁呢一件事就話俾你聽，其實都幾危險啦，因為即係你因為唔係真係車，咁你又唔係有好多裝置去保護自己啦。咁條題目問你第3條啊 ，Do the police know exactly how Jim Hassenden died on his Segway? Give evidence from the language of the text in your answer。咁警察係咪真係知咧？其實警察唔係真係知嘅 ，No they don't， because 乜嘢咧？佢用咗呢個字 somehow 係咩意思咧？咩叫 somehow 啦？就係 in a way that is not known or certain， 即係唔清楚、不清不楚嘅意思。咁所以 somehow 即係唔可能係啦咁樣，咁所以就代表咗警方咧都唔係好清楚。Because the article used somehow。Okay, use somehow to explain the accident， 即係話咧，即係話 somehow 係因為某個原因，咁即係只係估計，唔係真係知道個真正嘅原因咯。好啦 ，Would you like to try riding on the Segway and why？ 咁可以答 yes 或者 no 啦，但係一定要俾清楚個原因。咁你會話 No，I wouldn't like to try because I don't want to have any accidents， 即係唔好似有啲以上可以提及過個意外咁樣啦。好啦，今期咧就好多時都會出一啲 poems 啦，咁我哋睇一睇呢首詩，呢首詩都比較容易㗎。How many stanzas does this poem have？ 咁呢度留意下 short answers 啦 ，stanzas 都係段啊，咁呢度1段、2段、3段，咁所以你哋答翻咧就係應該係 3 stanzas 啦。Why did the old woman make the gingerbread man？ 點解要 make gingerbread man 咧？咁你去睇翻啦，佢話 Here's the old woman who made him so sweet, a treat for her and her husband to eat。咁呢個 a treat 咧，即係話咧係一個即係好似 佢真係獎俾自己食咁樣意思啊。咁樣咧Why did the old woman make the gingerbread man 咧？就係for it was 係啦，應該寫翻 it was a treat for her and her husband， 或者係就咁 it was for her and her husband 都 OK 噶啦。What is the gingerbread man made out of？ 呢一度咧，你會睇翻啦。呢一度就係 she made him with flour, sugar and eggs。咁所以呢三樣嘢咧就係由 flour 啦。Sugar and eggs. Why does the old woman open the oven？ 點解要打開嗰個嘅焗爐咧 ？Now open the oven to see if he's done. This gingerbread man, he knows how to run out of the oven and onto the floor. Now run away out the kitchen door， 即係走佬咯。咁樣點解佢要打開嗰個嘅焗爐咧？就係 to see if it's done。OK， 佢想睇下究竟係整好未嘅 ，to see if it's done。OK， 就睇下係咪真係已經做好啦。咁 what happens to the gingerbread man when the old woman opens the oven 咧？就係runs away。He ran away， 或者 he escaped。好啦 ，two pairs of rhyming words 啦，咁好多組都得嘅。咁我哋睇翻啦，就係可以係 man and pen 啦，或者係 nose 同埋 toes， 亦都可以 sweet 同 eat 啦，亦都可以 eggs 同 legs， 亦都可以 done 同 run 啦，亦都可以 floor 同 door， 都係 rhyming 嘅。咁我寫求其兩個出嚟啦，就會係可以係 sweet and eat。同埋咧係 floor and door。好啦，跟住啦 ，the gingerbread man was made by a young boy， 咁當然係 false 啦，因為頭先一直都係講個 old woman 噶嘛。咁另外咧 ，which of the following is not an ingredient in the gingerbread man？ 究竟邊一樣嘢唔係咧？就係答案係 nuts 啦。因為咧你會見到應該答案係 C， 你會 raisins 啦，你睇睇啦 ，raisins、cherries 同埋 flour。你會見到咧 raisin 呢度有啦 ，cherry 又有啦，佢有 raisin eyes， 即係有啲提子做嘅眼睛啦 ，cherry nose 即係用一個車厘子做嘅鼻啦，咁亦都有flour 有麵粉啦，咁所以咧就唯一係冇 nuts 嘅啫，咁 nuts 咧係唯一係冇提及過嘅一個嘅材料啦。Liam 乜嘢 to read about his favourite action hero James Bond？ 咁究竟呢度你會揀 loves 抑或係 loved 啦？但係咧你好明顯呢度咧你會見到咧，其實咧老師係留咗一啲嘅好明顯嘅 keyword 俾你啦。咁你會 he was very annoyed 啦，跟住之後咧佢又講翻個故仔，即係佢睇嗰套戲裏邊就 captured 啦。跟住咧你亦都見到佢啦 ，whether he got him or now 咁樣咧呢一個咧就係話跟住你會一路都見到呢件事咧，都係處於一個過去式嘅狀態咧。咁所以喺第一個咧，你就應該係用 loved 就啱啦。咁佢不嬲好中意睇佢嗰個 James Bond 嘅嗰啲嘅古仔。So when his mom interrupt 即係打擾，即係喺度即係騷擾佢，令佢冇得好好睇嗰陣時啦。Interrupt him while he was watching， 咁呢個明顯有個 while， 當佢喺度睇緊電視嗰陣時啦。The film he was very annoyed， 即係佢好覺得個貓煩啊，即係阻住佢喺度追嗰個劇集。In the film, James Bond finally captured the villain on the train after he 呢個見到 after he 乜嘢 for 2 years， 即係已經追咗佢已經2年啦，所以咧係 had chased him for 2 years. Now with his mom's interruption, Liam 乜嘢咧 did not find out whether he got him or now。OK， 咁跟住之後咧就係應該 did not find， 即係冇佢揾唔到，即係 or not 就應該係，即係話咧佢咧因為阿媽喺度嘈住佢，所以就搞到佢都唔知道究竟佢有冇捉到嗰個壞人啦。The James Bond books 呢度啦 James Bond books 啦，第6題啦，就一直都係佢好鍾意睇嘅書嚟嘅。咁由於呢一度一直都係用緊過去式啦，咁所以用返 past perfect 啦 had been Liam's favourites. He used to read books for children, but when he discovered James Bond, he became addicted. 即係佢咧就變得好沉迷，好鍾意James Bond 嗰啲詹士邦嗰啲戲啦。Other books 啦，你留意下呢個 books 啦，所以係 weren't 或者 were not 啦。As exciting as James Bond's, and Liam could not put them down for hours at a time because he looked forward to。咁留意下呢個 look forward to 後邊咧係需要加一個 gerund 嘅。咁所以咧 look forward to finding out whether James Bond wins. This time Bond will catch the villain。因為呢個咧，你見唔見到係個對，即係佢心裏邊喺度諗。今次因為 this time 啦，好明顯有個 this time， 今次咧將會捉到佢啦。This time, Bond will catch the villain, Liam told himself. When he got older, Liam decided that he 乜嘢咧？佢將會第11題啦，就 he will 好啦，呢個 decide that 啫嘛。所以咧就應該 he would be 佢決定咗啦，或者咧係佢話同自己講咧就 he was going to be a spy。咁佢就自己同自己講話，我大個嗰陣時，咁同埋都有講話 when he got older， 即係當佢年紀大啲咧，就會做一個嘅間諜啦。suffixes 啦，咁即係話要加啲字喺嗰個字嘅結尾咧，而令到嗰個句子係通順嘅。咁我哋睇睇呢一個啦。One day, Liam went to see his friend Alex, who found the James Bond's book enjoyable， 即係覺得呢啲咁樣嘅佢嗰啲書啦好好睇 ，and had read almost all of them. Liam and Alex pretended to be in a James Bond story. Liam's father was an actor， 即係一個演員啦 ，so he liked to play different roles. In the story, Alex would play James Bond and Liam would be a mad commander. Commander 即係嗰個指揮官啦。In the army, who had captured the brave spy. Liam wanted a weapon to look scary, and Alex instead was an electrician. So in the garage, there were lots of usable 即係可以用嘅嘢 usable things. Liam was reaching for some electrical equipment when he knocked over a bottle of liquid. Careful, Alex said. That's flammable. Flammable 即係意思咧係會着火㗎咁嘅意思啦。And could catch fire, but Liam was not a sensible 即係唔係好理智啦 ，not a sensible boy and did not clean the liquid up. Quiet, James Bond said Liam, pretending to be a villain. You are my prisoner. 即係話咧，你而家係我嘅犯人啦。Alex thought the game was fun, but he was worried because the liquid was 乜嘢咧？咁 vision 就轉咗做 visible， 即係可以看到啦。The liquid was visible on the garage floor。咁佢倒瀉咗啲液體啦，咁液體係易燃㗎啦，咁所以後尾就知道個故事咧就係話嗰個着火啦嗰度嗰個 garage。好啦，到 passive voice 呢一度啦。When the flammable liquid 好啦被佢撞低啦，咁所以係 was knocked over。By Liam, Alex was scared. He said that it should be cleaned， 就應該咧係要被清潔啦。Cleaned up, otherwise something bad could happen. But Liam didn't listen. He was obsessed， 即係佢好沉迷啦呢個遊戲 obsessed。By the game, when he was looking for a weapon, Liam's attention by two electric wires, which he was now trying to pull out of a pile of rubbish。 咁樣咧，佢喺度沉緊嗰陣時咧，就當佢喺度沉緊嗰陣時咧，但係佢咧就係俾佢乜嘢吸引咗咧？係 had been caught。點解要用 had been caught 咧？你會見到咧，因為佢有話 which he was now trying to pull out of a pile of rubbish， 即係話咧佢喺度揾緊嗰陣時咧，佢係望到，即係佢係呢件事係先做，佢係先望到嗰兩個即係嗰啲電線，而佢咧就即係俾佢吸引咗佢個注意力。當佢揾緊嗰陣時，佢就之前已經俾佢吸引咗個注意力啦。咁佢而家就拉佢出嚟。It was hard work, but suddenly the wires came out of the pile, so suddenly that Nam was thrown。即係佢咧係被佢拋咗出去啦。You will have to be more careful in the garage, Alex said, or you will be injured by something. Will be injured， 即係咧你會被佢整親啦。係啦，咁即係話咧，就係話你要小心啲。如果唔係你咧，就將會因為對話之內啦，咁我哋用翻現 simple future tense 就 OK 啦。Nam ignored him and touched the two wires together, but he did not know that the wires were attached。呢度見到用眾數啦，所以係 were attached to a battery. Sparks flew from the ends of the wires and Nam gasped. He dropped the wires into the flammable liquid and the sparks set it off。 咁頭先咪倒瀉咗啲嘢嘅，咁因為佢就啲電線又即係嗰度又就跌咗落去嗰啲易燃液體嗰度咯，咁所以咧就着火啦。Alex panicked. He was tied up because he had been the prisoner in their game。 即係話咧佢咧係俾人綁起咗啦。He was tied up。Because 之前佢係俾人哋綁起咗，即係之前佢係一個即係玩緊作為一個犯人。So he could not escape, but luckily Nam, who 乜嘢 with fear now jumped into action and untied Alex's ropes quickly。 咁樣咧就係who 乜嘢咧？因為佢之前就呆咗嘅，咁而家先至識得 untied 啦，咁所以就係 had been paralyzed。就係咧，佢之前咧就好似即係完全咩叫 paralyzed 咧，係解到啲癱瘓咁嘅意思啊！即係佢完全咧係喐都喐唔到，驚到呆咗喺度，咁就係所以叫 paralyzed 啦。咁佢係 had been paralyzed 咧，係因為佢係即係唔識綁嘅，佢之前咧就係呆咗喺度，咁而家足之就識啦。咁所以呢件事咧係比 untied 呢件事咧係更加遠一啲嘅。佢係之前係呆咗，但後尾就識得去鬆翻，即係鬆阿 Alex 嗰條繩啦，咁令佢可以逃走得到啦。好啦，輪到 proofreading 啦。Alex got away just in time。嗰啲傢俬啦 ，the furniture 啦 ，the furniture 呢個 furniture 都要變翻細草。The furniture and the cupboards were on fire， 梗係着咗火啦 ，on fire。Liam and Alex had to get out of the garage as soon as they could. They opened the door and came into the garden. 嗱，呢個唔會 came 咧係由遠呢個地方入嚟噶嘛，咁但係佢出去個花園，應該係 went into the garden, choking because of the smoke。咁佢哋搞到即係嗰個 garage 着火啦，咁於是佢哋就好多煙咁，所以好辛苦。Two persons saw them from across the road。 咁呢個 two persons 咧係應該比較正確係用 two people。咁呢個係你哋嘅 version 嗰度係啱嘅。咁 Alex and I 咧唔係用 was 啦。Alex and I were just playing in the garage. Liam told them. The fire was getting bigger in the garage。 好啦，呢個 getting 咧係漏咗一個 t 㗎，睇唔到係咪？Getting 呢個兩個 t 應該係 getting bigger in the garage and Alex didn't know what doing。 應該係 what 乜嘢啊 ？To do 應該要做啲乜嘢。One of the people said he had seen a fire engine go past。 記住呢個 past 咧係一個 adverb， 所以 go past 咧係應該係用一個 adverb 啦，就唔應該係 go past。 So he would try and find it。 The other person tried to phone， 呢個係 tried 啊嚇，係嘗試啊，唔係 tired。Tried to phone the firefighters before the house caught fire。 Alex knew his dad would never let him to use。 咁呢個咧就多咗個 to 嘅，應該 let 後邊咧就只會係加一個 bare infinitive 嘅啫。好啦，接住啦，到 gerunds and infinitive forms 啦。While they were waiting for the firefighters， 乜嘢啦？當佢哋等緊佢哋嚟嗰陣時啦 to arrive. Liam tried to apologize for not listening to him. 咁樣啦，呢個係 try 後邊要 to 啦 ，apologize 即係佢想要道歉啦。To apologize 同埋 arrive 都用咗啦。For not 乜嘢 listening to him， 咁點解要用 listening 咧？因為呢個係 for 啊嘛 ，for 後邊就應該要用 gerund。And not being sensible. Alex was very angry with Liam, but all he could think about was what he was going to tell his dad when he came home from work. The fire was spreading to the roof of the garage now, and it had almost reached the house. Luckily, firefighters arrived just in time to save. 咁啊 just in time 係及時去救佢啦。To save them, in order to put out the fire， 即係為咗要撲熄呢場火啦。The firefighters had to use， 記住咧呢一個咧，好多時你學校會俾個 had 你啦，後邊咧其實係想你用一個 to infinitive， 就唔係 had used。如果佢真係想要你用一個 past participle 啦，你咧就唔會俾個即係連個 had 都唔會俾你嘅，佢會俾個 use 你。跟住之後咧，你一定要連埋個 had used 咁寫，咁樣咧就係一個 tenses 嘅出發。但係如果佢留咗個 had 俾你咧，其實佢唔係想你用 used， 佢係想你用 to use， 想你用 gerund。OK， 咁啊 had to use an enormous hose to 好啦，要用即係用一啲嘢啦去撲滅啊嘛 ，to spray water at the garage， 即係用一個好大型嘅水喉去噴啲水啦。After a while, the fire had disappeared, and Alex and Liam could return to the house. The garage was a mess. Alex didn't know how they were going to clean it all up and avoid facing this trouble. Avoid 後邊要加 ing 嘅，所以係 facing this trouble. Liam could not stop, couldn't stop 乜嘢咧 ？Crying， 即係停止唔到喊啦，即係不停喺度喊啦。跟住第10咧就係 because he felt very guilty creating this mess， 係啦，即係製造咗呢個麻煩啦。咁留意呢個 create 咧就冇咗個 e 字嘅，咁所以呢個 creating 呢一個咧就係 felt very guilty creating this mess， 即係搞到呢件事咁麻煩。This was all his fault， 即係覺得自己咧係佢自己嘅錯處啦，呢一次係。到到 relative pronouns 啦，呢一度啦 ，the firefighters 乜嘢咧？人嚟噶嘛 ，firefighters， 所以 who 啦。Who had arrived so quickly spent quite a long time trying to put out the fire. When Alex and Liam went back to the house， 即係當佢返去嗰陣時啦 ，they didn't know what to do. The garage was completely ruined， 即係咧嗰個車房完全係已經摧毀咗啦。The door through which即係啱即係佢之前用開嗰對門啦。Alex and Liam had run out into the garden had been completely burned， 即係對門咧係燒着咗嘅。And the electrical equipment， 而啲 equipment 係啲儀器啦，咁所以第4係 which 啦。which 啦或者 that 都得。Which belonged to Alex's dad was smelled and useless. Alex looked at the place 喺嗰個地方啦 where they had been playing and he hated them for causing the fire. Why did you do that? 即係點解你要咁做啦 He cried. We could have been killed because of your stupid game. Alex's anger was mixed with fear because his dad, to whom he would have to explain the accident, would be very cross with him. 即係會好嬲佢 angry 咁嘅意思係 cross. Liam was still crying and trying to apologize to Alex and saying that it was an accident. Although it was naughty, Alex decided that they would pretend they weren't in the garage, and the noise with which 即係指返嗰個嘅聲音啦 with which the firefighters had arrived was the first they knew of the fire. 係啦，咁樣呢個係即係指話嗰啲聲音而嗰啲 係啦，就係嗰啲 fighters 到嗰陣時聽到個聲音，所以用翻個 which 指翻個個 noise。好啦，接住到 conditional 啦，第一個啦 knew that now that if you 好啦，呢一個咧係一個 fact， 所以咧係應該係 conditional one。以下嗰啲咧我唔會再寫係唔係 conditional 零，我唔會再寫係 conditional，就係寫個零字。咁所以 if you mix electric sparks and flammable liquids, it causes。咁由於係零咧，咁兩個 tense 都係要用 simple present。If he 嗱呢一個咧係代表佢後悔，所以係第三。If he had listened， 即係佢有聽啊。If he had listened to Alex in the garage, the fire wouldn't have started， 即係就唔會開始到啦。And he felt very foolish now, and sorry that Alex would be in trouble with his parents. Alex said that if they didn't tell his parents the truth, they 好啦，如果佢唔話俾佢聽咧，就即係如果佢假設佢自己唔去幻想唔話俾佢父母聽 ，they would never know. They would never know， 即係佢哋永遠咧都唔會知道。But Nam said, if I were you， 如果我係你咧 ，I would tell them the truth， 就會話俾佢聽個真相。What if your dad 已經即係知乜嘢咩 the smoke from the fire？ 好啦，呢一個咧，即係如果佢話如果我係你，我就會話出個真相。咁呢個 conditional two， 因為佢冇可能係另一個人噶嘛。咁跟住之後咧就然後啦 ，What if your dad 已經即係 has already seen the smoke from the fire？ 因為呢個係對話裏邊啦，所以要用翻 present form。好啦，佢話 What if your dad 呢度見到啦 ，He doesn't work very far from the house。嗱，你見到呢個係對話之中啦，咁但係呢個用 past tense 係因為呢個係一個假設嘅狀況。咁但係去到呢一度咧，都係應該係因為喺對話之內，所以用翻 present simple。present perfect tense， 因為對話之內，佢話已經見到咧，咁可能而家都仲見到。點解唔係 past perfect 咧？就係話佢阿爸之前咧就已經喺呢一度咧就已經見到，咁去到而家都係見，即係都係知道，即係佢自己間屋係着火。The boys sat in silence. They 咁樣咧就係佢哋只可以等啦，咁所以咧就係 they would 啦，或者係 could 都得。They could only wait 係啦。Wait for Alex's parents to come home， 即係佢哋唯一可以做嘅咧，就係等佢哋翻嚟啦，等佢父母翻嚟睇下究竟應該係點樣處置啦呢件事。好啦，到 articles and nouns 啦。Alex said when 呢個 dad 係唔需要啦，唔需要一個 a and the 啦。When dad gets home, we tell him that we were playing in the house， 即係喺佢哋即係佢哋一間屋，所以用 in the house。But when Alex's dad got home from work 係一個 standard collocation， 係唔需要有一個 article 嘅。Liam told him the truth， 就講出嗰個事實嘅真相啦。That they had been playing in the garage when a bottle 呢個咧第五題啦，就 a bottle of flammable liquid spilled on the floor， 即係有一樽易燃液體倒瀉咗。Alex thought his dad would be angry, but he looked relieved. I drove home quickly because I thought you were in danger. In danger 係亦都係唔需要有 purpose， 即係唔需要有 articles 嘅。Alex's dad said, Thank goodness 呢個咧係唔需要一個 article 啦。You are both safe. Alex was surprised. We thought you would be angry that the garage was ruined. 即係咧，佢諗住佢阿爸肯定好嬲啦。No, said Alex's dad. All that was in there was 第八啦 an old pile of junk， 即係佢話咧 garage 裏邊全部係啲垃圾嚟嘅啫 ，junk 即係垃圾。I was going to throw it all away.The garage full of 呢一個咧應該係 OK， 應該係 a garage， 即係佢指任何一個 garage， 任何一個車房。A garage full of electrical equipment is not a safe place to play though， 即係佢同佢個仔講話咧，呢一個唔應該咁樣喺呢啲咁樣咁多垃圾嘅地方咧玩，即係咁多啲電子儀器嘅嘢喺度玩啦。You should not have been in there. As punishment for you both, grab a bag.And start clearing up this mess。咁即係叫佢咧就攞個袋，然後就將啲嘢清晒佢啦。 到到第12題啦 ，adjectives and adverbs。Alex and Liam started cleaning the garage carefully。好小心咁樣清理啦 ，making sure they got all the burned and melted mess into the bags. Alex's dad was confused. I honestly don't understand how you managed to burn the garage. It's very mysterious， 即係話咧，實在係好神秘呢件事，點解你哋會發生即係做一啲咁嘅嘢咧 ？Liam told him that they were pretending to be in a James Bond story. It was very exciting， 因為呢個 it 咯，所以咧形容係嗰個即係嗰個佢哋喺度扮 James Bond 呢件事情。咁逢係一嘅 objects 咧，你就用 exciting。如果人先至會用 excited， 所以 it was very exciting。Liam hadn't listened to Alex when he told him to be careful， 即係佢話佢唔聽佢講啦。Liam was extremely sensible. Even though Alex's dad said he didn't mind about the garage, Liam could see clearly that he was angry， 即係知道咧佢係好嬲啦。So he said he was sorry and cleaned up the garage.Liam couldn't believe how silly he had been. He had nearly killed himself. Nearly. 差啲即係殺咗自己啦。And Alex, by not being sensible, he would never play dangerous games again.